Rub it. Oh. I don't know what that new feature is, but she's letting you know we're recording. We're recording. Okay, rub the palms. Press the palms together. Bring them to your heart. Close your eyes and breathe slowly. Tune in. See if you can feel your heart's desire or feel the peace dissolve, merge into the calm. Connecting to the beautiful sun. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center, allow it to expand. And exhale through the crown fountain all around you. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center, expand it, radiate and glow. And exhale through the crown fountain, clear out your space. Inhaling again, directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center. See and feel it growing within you and all around you. And as you exhale, clear out your space. One more full deep breath. Hold the breath, rub the palms, get the heat, get the light, cup them over your eyes, and exhale. Inhale, hold the breath. Hold it, nourish yourself from your palms to your eyes. And as you exhale, float the palms down, flutter the eyes open into your space, open, focus. Good. Just making sure that we got Chewy control going on. Chewy's under control. So let's see how we're feeling today. I hope that everybody has been thinking about what they're thinking about, has been thinking about what you want, like what is the point of your experience here. You know, I think that we get very lulled, I guess, like lullabied into sleep, or maybe we come in that way, just really, again, not understanding what this is, not understanding the point, not understanding what we want, or thinking about what we want, or thinking that even thinking about if what we want is possible. Mostly we think what we want is not possible. And then we go through a whole system here, you know, that we all sort of participate in, most of us, that keeps teaching us to stay limited, to believe in limitation, to believe in there's only one way, mostly, to get something or to get somewhere. And it's very linear, and there's a process, and there's protocols. And, you know, I'm not saying any of that is wrong. That is a way to do some things. But also, if you can see that it starts to put us in this way of being that is accepting things as they are. And not, I don't mean it always in a good way, because it's good to accept things as they are, but then we accept things as they are, and we accept them as the truth. We think that's the truth. Instead of accepting something and then saying, I accept that's one version. I accept that that's one version of the possibilities. And what's possible for me? What's my decision? What's my version of the possibilities? Now, that's not always easy, I know, because again, even though some of us have come in a way that's a little bit more rebellious, you would say, or a little bit different, that doesn't really go along with the mold, or questioning a lot, because as you know, a lot of the stuff, even though it might seem linear and progress and process and all that stuff, it doesn't actually make a lot of sense. And the reason why it doesn't make a lot of sense is because it doesn't feel aligned. It doesn't feel like it's in the best interest of people. It doesn't seem like the purpose of the linear procedure and thing is to be happy. It doesn't seem like that's the point. So then there's a lot of us that come here, or whatever this is, there's a lot of us that are having the experience and thinking like, well, that doesn't feel good. And that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And then if you can imagine, you come and then you're in the little system that everybody seems to be going along with and participating, and you think differently. And what generally happens at that point? Somebody tells you you're wrong. Most. You might have one or two that say like, go for it, or that like say like, keep asking questions. You're right. Like that's really good. Like that's a great question. You might have some of those. Fortunately, hopefully you had some of those, but then you have a lot of the rest that is like, what? Like, are you crazy? Like, what are you talking about? Or that's not how you do it. That's not how it goes. Color in the lines. Like the trees aren't blue, trees are green. I'm like, how do you know what color trees are in somebody's world? I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm saying that sounds crazy to most people. And most people we don't really think about these things because we just kind of like have all kind of gone through this system. We all kind of just accept it as a sort of fact, And so most people, most of us, myself included, okay, I'm just going to say most people, because there's different varying degrees, do not understand how conditioned we are, how indoctrinated we are. And depending on how much you buy into this system, that I want you to ask yourself, how good has it felt for you? Like has it fostered happiness, or was the purpose of you following the rules or following what somebody told you was the way to get something? And if you never really thought about, what is my point? Why am I doing this? What's the point of this? To get a title, or to get some kind of, I don't know, vacation time? Like, I really don't know. I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just saying, like, think about it. What were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking? Like, I got to do this to get this because I want what? And I think that most people would say happy, or maybe success. Maybe some people, would say they wanted to be successful. But again, what is the measure of that success? How do you know you're successful? What is that? A number in the bank account, or a house, or the cars, or 3-week vacations time instead of 1 week or 3-day vacation? Like, what is success to us here? Really? And then like start thinking about that, question that. Or when you look at someone and think that they're successful, how have we been taught that what we're looking at is successful? What is it based on? A number in their bank account, or the things that they have, or the way that they look? Like, what is that? What is that? Just think. I'm just throwing out some things. I'm just noticing some things that quite possibly we have faulty, and we're not even aware of it. And even us who question, even us who are aware, still can have some, faulty beliefs, or falling a little unconscious, or not realizing where we're conditioned and indoctrinated in certain things, and to care about certain things, like to care about the opinion of certain people because they have a title, or a certain amount of money, or a position. Like somehow that position gives that person an elevated level of consciousness. Most times it does not, from my observation. It does not give them an elevated level of consciousness. And that is what we're kind of looking for. That's what we're kind of like, well, that's what I'm looking for. I don't know what most people are looking for is, I guess, the title and then a bunch of other titles after that somehow prove that they're smart. Smart? I don't know. Smart at what? Smart at what? Memorizing facts and figures, analyzing things in a certain way, but is it in a way that is holistic and enlightened and filled with love and trying to be inclusive of all symbiotic relationship that we're having here in this feedback loop that we're all in? Like, is that what we're looking for in a leader or leadership or people of positions with titles? It hasn't been yet, I don't think. So there is a lot of people though that are kind of starting, there's a lot of people waking up. There's a lot of people awake, already awake, been here awake, coming in hot, awake, and kind of getting crashed down is because this is like kind of weird here. And then we're all sort of participating in this thing. Like I'm telling you all these things that seem to be the way to go or the way you're supposed to do things. And then, but if you really call it into the light, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because for the thriving of our human being, whatever this human experience is, human beings need love. Human beings need love, nurturing, attention, acceptance. Um, There's other A words that we need as well. Affection. We need that stuff. And most of the stuff that we're told you got to do or you're supposed to do, it doesn't really include a lot of that stuff. Or when you go for it or you have to follow this way to do it, there's not a lot of room for that, because there's a lot of just having to achieve, another A, or having to accomplish something. But really, 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 why I've been asking, what's your point? Is because at the end of the day, what is that accomplishment? What is that success? What is that gaining this thing or that thing or the person or whatever? What is it for? Like, what do you want it for? Like, I don't know. Like, but if you really say it, most people would tell me, well, to be happy. Because I want to be happy. And like, can you just see how kind of funny that is? It's kind of funny. It's kind of faulty, a lot of faulty, and really funny. Because mostly, as you can observe, the people that do all that hamster wheel it or go on all of the, what they're supposed to do or follow all the things, they're the ones that are really looking for happiness now. That are like, gotta do all the learn meditation, like deprogram all this stuff and like fix all these health concerns that they got. And like, how'd you get all that? How'd you get all that? Because going along in this thing, unconsciously following the recommendations or indoctrinations or the models or examples of people or titles or I don't know what, that did you look at their state of being? Are they a conscious and enlightened holistic being that is, loving and happy with their life? Some maybe are. Some people have role models that I guess are that. But most of the things that we're observing and most of the people that people are thinking they're so something, mostly because they have a certain amount of dollars or they have a certain amount of titles, or they're very, very intelligent, which I like intelligence also. But the name of the game moving forward in this world, in this new world, in our new world, filled with light and love, is not just smarts and intelligence and titles, it's emotional intelligence. If you don't have emotional intelligence, you're not, I mean, it's going to be quite difficult if we're relying on propping up with titles and bank accounts. It has to be emotional intelligence, inclusivity, love. I was listening to a lecture or reading a lecture that was Neville was saying that, oh, what was it? What lecture was it? Or it might have been a book. It might have been How to Manifest Your Desires, because I've been on that one a lot lately. And he was saying, the man of reason. And I don't think he means like enlightened reason, like when you have the light of awareness in your mind, cannot hold up any prejudices, any prejudice, any isms, any judgments to the light of reason and have it hold up. You can't. As when you bring it into the light of reason, you see that it doesn't make any sense. When you're judging anyone else based on anything, really, based on anything, especially physical, especially physical, when you're judging anyone, especially based on physical, but also maybe their intelligence or whatever it is. Again, if we really understood what this is and what we're doing here, if we were humble enough, if we were, I don't know, conscious enough, that's the word. Because sometimes it's humility a little bit, not in a, I'm not, not in that kind of way, but just realizing that our ego wants to know everything and thinks it knows everything. And because you think you know everything, you don't know anything. You can't know because you already think you know. That's what I'm saying. When I read these things a whole bunch of times or listen a whole bunch of times, like as if I don't know anything. Because like I've said before, I really love some of these things that I was open for a different kind of programming. Like everything is a program that we're running here. It's just are you on the right program for you? Are you on the program that feels good in your heart, that feels like it is, creative and inclusive and life-giving? Or is it fearful and anxious and managing conditions and life destroying? Like what program are you in? How are you programming yourself? Are you aware of your program? How have you allowed yourself to be programmed? And are you now choosing, like we're saying, choosing the state of being? The state of being, it comes with the program. Like you're upgrading your iOS or your whatever, your computer thing. You're upgrading your program. Am I willing to upgrade my model of understanding? All the things that I've been saying, the messages that I've been getting, it's all, if you put them all together, it's the same thing, but it's like a comprehensive picture, understanding that, first of all, we don't know. Like it's a mystery. This is a mystery, and that is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it when we're able to say, I don't know, I know a few things. I think I know. I practice this stuff, when I'm able to get clear in my mind and decide, and then I know how to focus there and feel the feeling, I get really interesting results, or magical things show up, or this is really kind of fun. And when I don't do that, and when I just kind of go along and maybe fall asleep, or maybe just get in the hamster wheel and go, plug in the punch in at 9 and punch out at 5 or whatever that is, I don't feel so good. It feels a little weird. It doesn't feel as good. I'm not saying you can't punch in at 9 and punch out at 5 and have a magical day. You certainly can. It's that most people aren't on that program. Most people haven't programmed themselves that, because I don't know, they do all this stuff to get in this place, and then they're trying to get out of it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, whatever. It makes program sense, condition sense, limited sense. Sure. Yeah. When you're coming from that space. But, I just think like we're just very unaware, and we think we know a lot. We think we know it. So that's what I was saying is, Dr. Levery, I'm glad that I have some of these phrases that really really took hold, and they're key, that I always come back to, or they always help me, right myself. And then they've maybe even expanded into my own way of explaining it, or my own phrases, or my own downloads, or my own information. Like when he would say to us, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. And like, that's people are like, yeah, well, I don't really think I know nothing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. But then he would say also, because when you know nothing, when you know that you know nothing, that's when you can know everything. Because you're not blocking yourself with, I think I know. So I got a full cup. Then what? I already know. I already know. Closed fists. Well, I already know that. Yeah, I know that. I'm aware of that. I know that. Okay, great. You good? You good over there? But if you're like, well, I don't know, let's see, I'm curious. You know, it's not in a putting yourself down way, like, I don't know anything, not like that. Just maybe there's more to know. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe there's more information here. Maybe there's something else that I can get from this, you know, in this like, come a little closer kind of way. Not like, I don't know, not like that, but just, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let's see. You know, because like I know there's the other part that's like, I do know. I know a lot. I know a lot of this stuff. I know it from a lot of years, a long time. And also, it's fun for me to also challenge myself and say, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's more to know. Well, let me see. Let me listen again. Let me listen again. Let me read it again. Let me sit with it again. Let me just repeat that phrase for a little while and see what happens. You know, but what? We're too quick. We're too bored. We're too got stuff to do. I don't know what stuff you got to do other than becoming more aware, other than knowing yourself, other than asking yourself, what am I doing? What am I doing? And what do I want? You know, like what really do I want? And I truly think that when people answer this, what do I want? Yes, yes, I know there's things that you want. I know that. There's things that all of us want. But in those things, always, you can trace it back to a feeling. There's also, it's a feeling that it's bringing you, you know, or that you're actually seeking this feeling of peace, or this feeling of accomplishment, maybe it is, you know. But again, I check that accomplishment. What is that? What is the deep down of the accomplishment? My worthiness, that I feel worthy, that I feel, you know, yeah, like productive in this world, that I mean something in the world. Like it doesn't matter, whatever it is, but get to the feeling of it. And then you can build out that state of being. Like what does that feel like as a whole program, as a whole thing, that I can sort of try on the whole thing and everything else starts to fill in. What is that? You know, what's the feeling of it? You know, I really like Dr. Joe always talks about abundance, and the feeling for abundance is freedom. We really are looking for freedom, you know, and freedom, and also more than enough, not just enough, more than enough, enough to share, overflow, abundance. You know, there's infinite substance. This is what this is made of, infinite substance. There's no lack, there's no limited supply of anything. So when you're thinking about these things, when you, like I've said before, think about what you want. What is it that you want? And sometimes people will say, well, what if you don't know what you want? And what do I say? Well, you know how it feels. I know that you know how you want to feel. And as soon as you can know, really, and know that it's possible, because it is possible. It's not just possible, like you can do it right now. Like you can actually do it right now. And so, you know, this feeling is the secret, is what I was reading again and listening to. And, you know, I just like, we can take the seed and like bring it out into big and look at the whole tree and all of the stuff and the fruits and everything, but in the seed is all of the information. And that's why I'm always saying you can really just keep it very simple. I say all this stuff to kind of like open our minds a little bit and think, just think about it, just start to soften a little bit on all those hardened sort of ways of being, those hardened thoughts, those hardened feelings, those beliefs that we don't even realize are like all crusty there, just crusty. Just start watering it with a little bit of love, with a little bit of curiosity, with a little light, with I'm energy. Like this is what are my what, and even again, you can get curious with that, like show me what I need to let go of, or show me what I need to become aware of. Like what is it that I'm not seeing that may be, I don't even want to say in my way, but may have me sort of fixed in a certain way that I haven't been able to let go of, or I'm not softening on that. Like just I'm just throwing it, I'm making it up on the spot, but it's just like getting curious if you're not sure, or if all of us have these limitations and you usually don't see them until you feel bad, until you don't feel good, with something someone said, and then you're like, ooh, you took it wrong or whatever. And then that's your opportunity. That's your right there is those reactions. That's what I'm saying. We're not catching all of these feelings, these subtle feelings that we have. We let them ride for a while, like usually what I see, like quite a while. And then I will say to people like, well, that's not the first time, you felt like that, or that this isn't the first time this has happened, or when did you notice that before? And most people actually, they know sometimes. They say, oh yeah, well, that's actually true. They did say that before. She acted like that before and I did feel like that, but I just thought like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. No, that's not okay. I mean, it's fine. But I'm saying that those are the opportunities when you have this thing where you feel a little bit funny in whatever way. Those are the subtle little things that are telling you what your inner conversations are, what your concept of yourself is, what your concept of the world is, like all that stuff, how you think about yourself. That's the most important thing, as you know, your concept of yourself, which then outpictures as all of this stuff and all of these people and the way they treat you and all that. So you catch a little something, a little offness. And again, I've said it how many times? What is the first thing we do? That. They are this, disrespectful and they, whatever. And then again, what are you? Caught out there. Feeling what? Again, what's my point? Ask yourself always, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Because I feel better about myself, because I'm not the jerk. Like they were the jerk, or they were wrong. And like they did that to me and that was wrong. Okay, yeah, all right. But what is it to you? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna continue to stew on that conversation, or make up the story about them, or get in that feeling like, I'm just saying, I'm not just saying, I am saying that is your opportunity to do something different. And like I've said before, you do not have to speak to them ever again in life. You don't ever have to speak to them ever again in life if you don't want to. However, it is in your best interest to shift the conversation you're having about them in your mind, the story you have about them, the story, however that happened, like whatever went down, play a new version, get a new version in your mind, uplift it, shift it, change it. It's for you. It's for you. So what are we doing again? Noticing these feelings, these weird, not even weird. It's normal. We think it's normal. And it is normal. It is normal. It's just what you do with that after is going to determine how normal your life is going to be moving forward, or if you're going to start to have extraordinary or a different experiences from those same people or the people who are now coming into your life going to treat you in a different way? And I think that's your point. Like, I think the point is to become more and more aware, to know who you are, to know your power, and to get the satisfaction within yourself of knowing what you did within yourself. Nobody, you didn't have to ask anybody. You didn't have to tell anybody anything. You don't got to tell them anything. You don't have to say, you should treat me better, or you don't have to say, like, whatever you're thinking you need to say. You can say whatever you want. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you want to do that. I don't care. Whatever. You can do whatever you want. That point doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. We think it matters. You think it matters that I got my point in and they did hear me and they're understanding. Okay, all right. That's fine. Fine. You did that. But if nothing changes or whatever, then it's all good for a while. And then they go back to whatever they were doing, or someone else comes along and you have the same kind of feeling or experience. Like, I'm saying, the more fun for me is generally not like practicing within me and not saying anything, just using the information to say, that is my concept of myself. Where have I gone wonky? Look it's not always fun. It is not fun always. And it is not always easy because our natural conditioning, programming, and what we watch, all the drama and all that romance stories and all that. We think it's fun. Okay, if you think it's fun, fine, have fun with it. I'm saying, to me, it excites me more to do it within me, to take that information and be like, oh, okay, wait, I got some stuff to do here. Let me see what I can do. Where have I gone weird about myself? What am I thinking about myself that I would produce these results and have someone say that or act that way or ignore me or whatever, or be disrespectful? I don't know, whatever happens to people. And then I go within me and I fix it or change it, or not even fix it. I just bring love to it. I bring awareness to it. I bring light to it. I bring a decision to it. What did I decide? Because really, I'm sick up to here, up to past here, of everybody saying to me what they're thinking or what they're gonna do or what they are. Well, it's probably because they were thinking that they were a little stressed because okay, yeah, good facts, good information, great. Who cares? What I'm concerned about, what I care about is you. What are you going to do? Not even based on that information. Who cares they were stressed? Who cares? Like, that makes you feel better. They were stressed, so they kind of like lashed out at me. Okay. You had a story that they were stressed. And then you think when stressed people are going to act out on people and then you just happen to be there. Just fix it all. Just like, come on. It's like, oh yeah, that's true. I do have a big conditioned story about that and how people act, or maybe I witnessed that in my childhood, or I witnessed, people around me, could be parents, could be sister, brother, whatever. It's all programming. So it's my favorite thing to do. One of my favorite things to do. It's not fun. I'm telling you, it's not always fun. I've just told myself, like, just suck it up and do it, because the results are fun. The results are actually fun because again, like I said, what you did. Inside, you're like, I did that. Like, I was getting this result, or I was getting this behavior, or this way of treating me. And now all of a sudden, whoa, like, this is pretty good. And I know there's people here that we have talked about it, that there's been something going on, and we talk about it, and we decide, like, this is what you're going to think, this is what you're going to feel, this is how you're going to, replay that convo, or, the old stories that you have, maybe making it a different way. And sometimes the change is within minutes, 5 minutes, somebody's messaging me back saying, whoa, you wouldn't believe how they're acting now, or what they just said to me. Like, once you start practicing, it gets better and better. And it is, to me, like, that's just using our mental discipline. And so you can keep proving to yourself that you really are the operant power, that it is you directing, writing, producing, acting in the show. You're playing all the parts, consciousness, all the parts, God, all the parts. And if you're willing to use your discipline, because like I was saying yesterday, we are conditioned to be disciplined in a practice of physical things that we want to do. Like you got to run a marathon, you got to be disciplined, you got to do the training, and then you accomplish the thing. Or, you're going to play an instrument. Well, you have to practice the instrument. You have to learn how to do it in whatever way, traditional, non-traditional, doesn't matter. You have to have a discipline and practice with all of these things. So why do we not realize that we have to have a discipline in our thinking, in the way that we think towards our experience of life? Because we maybe have a discipline in the way that we're thinking about, again, the physical thing you're about to do. Like the training of you got to play piano. You might be like, I don't want to practice, but I know I have to practice these things in order to be able to play good, play well, whatever. But somehow we don't put it together that I have to have discipline in my thinking if I want to practice and then get the outcome that I am intending or that I want. I have to be disciplined in my emotions. I have to be disciplined in my emotions. And we don't really think about that at all. We just think that these things they happen so seamlessly, they're happening all the time, that we don't really think that we have any control over them. That's why I sent that video about a technique that you can use to, stop a emotional reaction or, whatever. It's really good. It's in the chat. I'll link it here also. But it's a good technique just to call back the power to yourself and feel it and remind yourself. But, in these books, in these teachings, there's so much about teachings about disciplining the mind and how to discipline the mind. And, I've talked about the 12 disciples, 12 qualities of mind, the 12 disciplines. Those are really good to look over and just think about it. Just think about it. But again, like I was saying yesterday, there's, what's going to work and what's not going to work. And what's going to work is applying it, though, like actually closing your eyes, getting the feeling, getting into the thing, shutting off your senses, getting out of this known fixed world, this programmed limited world, getting out of there, getting into the unknown and going into the possibility and contemplating these things or feeling it as if it's real. Like, wow, I feel so disciplined in my mind. Like I can see when my thoughts are going, which I'm sure a lot of people are having experiences now. You really can see and feel when your thoughts are going wonkers or your emotions have gone, and you know the point where either I'm going to go with it and I'm going to, like milk this a little bit and react. And like, how's that going to go? Or I'm going to rein it in, breathe, calm down and decide. And like, I know we've all had both ways. Like you can go react a little bit. I still react. Yeah, I do. But I catch it and I understand and I know why, what's it bringing out in me, or what I maybe have been falling asleep on or a little unconscious on, thinking about myself, or allowing something to come into my subconscious, conscious mind, both, of whatever stories, the news, like whatever I've been. And then it puts us in a different kind of state, or back into the limited mind, or back into giving up power somewhere else. And then something else can come along. And then it's like a whole cascade of things. That's why it's just really more advised, or it's just more desirable to be aware and not go too far. Like continue, like I keep saying, fill yourself with the truth every single day. Watch something, listen to something, read something, feel it, close your eyes, take a phrase, take a paragraph and just sit with it and then apply it. Like, how does this apply to me? How can I apply this throughout my day? What can I do? Like I said, I always am making up new sort of little challenges in a way, like for myself. Like, okay, what's this little challenge going to entail for me? And I try to make it a little bit different or a little bit new. I mean, it's the same stuff, but I just sort of do it in a different way or make it a different kind of game, like revision. Like I was saying, like revision. And, revision is also a discipline, to use revision as a discipline of your mind. Like, can I lighten up on the hooks of what I think happened? That happened. They did that. They said that. This happened. This happened to me. Okay. And I'm saying, for your own benefit, like moving forward or whatever it is in this now expanding moment, however you want to look at it, is that the best foundation for me to have? Is that the best foundation? And if the answer is yes, okay. But if it's like, oh, I could clean it up a little bit, then you might want to go revisit something and revise it. And again, the practice that I've been doing this past week or so isn't just fixing problems, using revision to fix, let's say, the past. Because I've said this before, it's not about fixing or because something was wrong. It's because this is the most loving thing to do for yourself. This is the most loving thing to do, to give myself a wipe off, a nurturing, a clean slate, something, a better foundation. I have been seeing it like a crackly, crumbly, moldy, kind of think about a foundation, of a house and just like kind of like old. It's been there a long time and just kind of give it like a nice power wash and clean it up, and dig out the places that are moldy or cracked and put some nice stuff there so that you can build a stronger house and put the addition on, get the mansion, whatever you want. But it's like, oh, on that crumbly, crackly stuff, that moldy stuff there, crusty. Yeah, crusty. Like, nah, we don't want no crusty mansions. Like, we're going to build our beautiful temple on a beautiful foundation. So just think about that. You want to just kind of allow whatever it is to come up. Like, if you're feeling it, this is just coming to me now. Okay. This is the last thing. If you're feeling the state of being, like, let's say freedom. Let's take freedom. Here's a fun thing that we could do. If you want to sit with the feeling of freedom and then allow, allow some memories from this life experience so far that you've had, or whatever this is, wherever the memories come from, I don't know. Allow some memories to come to you about the feeling of freedom in your life, where you've had that feeling of freedom. Maybe you were on a boat standing at the front once and you felt that, and you felt like you were just there in the ocean and you saw the dolphins or the whales or whatever it was. Like, just where there's some memories in my life that I have experienced freedom. Then go there, like close off your, experience it again and make it even more, even bigger, like even better. Like, maybe you were the captain of the boat, or maybe you jumped off and swam with the dolphins. Like, I don't know, make it even more, like juice it up even more. Be bold, and make it even more. And this is what I'm saying. You're upping your set point. If you can understand, you have a set point, you've experienced freedom, you've experienced abundance, you've experienced love, all of this. You can choose any of those things, is what I'm saying. And then you can, on that state of being or on that feeling, think and feel into where you felt that before in some kind of way and make it bigger, juice it up. This is what I've been working on. This is what I've been doing. And it's really good. I'm going to tell you, you can already tell that it's going to be good, because it's getting you into that unlimited state. And like I've been also, like I've been saying, I'm talking about all of these different things and they all come in together. What is the other thing that I've been talking about? Getting fluid on the timeline, because the timeline doesn't exist. There is no time. So you getting fluid in moving in your mind in any space and time, anywhere you want, and feeling the feeling and making it however big, good, amazing that you want to. So that's what I suggest right now. That's what I've been doing, not necessarily where I've done before. And if something comes up to revise that wasn't so great and you want to make it better, that's cool too. I'm just saying for this week or a couple weeks, practicing, allowing your memory go to good things and make them even better. Make them even better. And, you know, I got the idea originally from, and I've talked about him before, this guy, 2020. He's like original Neville. Like when I started looking at Neville or reading Neville or watching the videos or whatever, there was really not a lot of people that were talking about Neville or sharing Neville stuff or whatever. And this was like the only guy that I could find. He has like programs and like groups and all this stuff. And he was the first one to open my eyes to say, you don't have to revise bad to good. You can revise good to even better, or good to amazing, or good to awesome. I don't know how he said it. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's interesting. And then from there, it's just been coming up at different times. And yeah, that's what I would suggest, because it's really fun. And again, if our point is to have a little fun, and if you know you want to have the experience in the imagination, or start to play with your imagination so that you can be a little more fluid in this reality, and not be so fixed and swayed by your senses, or swayed by the circumstances, or swayed by the evidence. When you play a little bit more in your imagination, in the unseen, you start to see really fun stuff, or feel, even just first is the feeling tone. You start to feel a shift in your experience here, and you start to feel better and better. And you know, again, from the beginning, what's the point? I think that that's the point, is to feel good and to understand this reality. I think we came again to understand how this works and to become a master of it, or at least give it your best shot. You know, at least you're working on it. You know, this is a eternal eternal existence. So go to try to limit that into a lifetime or whatever this experience is. I don't even know. So just have some fun playing around for a while we're here doing this thing, and keeping your attention on yourself and using that to keep your power, instead of getting into the limited, all this conditioned weirdness that does not seem to be producing happiness and peace and tranquility and abundance for very many people. But we know what to do, and we know how we can get that. Okay, let's just soothe a little tiny bit so we can go into the space. We'll do more, looking straight ahead. Always a good one. Inhale deep into the chest and hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. More light, more light, more light, more light. Hold it, pull root lock, pull it up. And exhale, relief, relax, satisfaction. Inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Expand, feel it more. A little more, a little bit more. One more. Hold, pull root lock, pull it up. And exhale, relief, relax, joy, smile, surrender, soften. Again, last one. Inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Inhale in all directions, more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. More light, more light, more light, more light. One more, one more. Hold, close your eyes. And exhale, relief, relax, satisfaction. Just keep your eyes closed, go into the space. Find the feeling, catch the feeling. Freedom, relief. We're going to use left nostril breathing. Plug your right nostril. Breathe only through the left. Got a lot of heightened emotions, full moon, a lot of stuff going on, obviously. So this is very good for soothing your nervous system, soothing your whole system. So just breathing in through the left and out through the left. Make it slow. Take your time. No rush. Release your hand. Breathing through both nostrils. Inhale, hold. Exhale slowly. Just allow your breath to flow in and out naturally. Easy breath. Close your eyes. Decide. Tuning into the unconditional love within you and all around you. Surrendering to the infinite intelligence, your infinite mind, your knowingness. Feeling your absolute power. In this silence, in this calm space. Allowing yourself to dissolve like a blank slate, releasing all limitations, all judgments, tuning into your concept of yourself. Who do you Ooh. Well, that woke you up. There's fireworks here. Just continue to choose to stay in your space through any and all ripples or waves or disturbances. But you can always choose peace. And always come back to your center. Bring your hands to prayer. Decide. Decide to be the disciplined mind, disregarding any thought or feeling that does not align with your wish fulfilled. Decide. Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale, light, peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale, light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. Peace, peace, peace.